Back in your space once again, Focus Media SA is where it's at. I'm JT Tebehadi and this is Let's Look at It once again. Welcome to it once again, and of course, my guest today is no stranger in the gospel music circles. Born in the province of the Eastern Cape, South Africa, in a village called Aphanqaka. Of course, he's going to tell us more about that. He has presented quite a number of hits. My personal favorite being Potsani Umnata. Of course, a lot of you may know him for Olotando Rako Tiko. Right now, as we speak, 23 awards are right in his bag and currently vying for one of two, if not both, in the nominations that he has actually been called up for in the 2023 Crown Gospel Music Awards. I'm elated to be in the company of none other than Mr. Butho Vuthela'S.
Yes,
thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me. I'm blessed. I'm highly favored.
Yes.
I'm highly favored.
Highly favored.
I am blessed. Wherever I go, just God proves himself that he's God.
Highly favored has become part of your name.
Exactly. Exactly.
And here's the thing, I'm asking you, you are busy.
Yes, I am busy because now kuneculo endalfunzwa ngumakhulu wami wathi sebenzani kusesemini nenzeka Thixo intando. So ngisekwixesha lokusebenza ngoku.
Alright.
And then ngizokhona ixesha lokuphumula ngoku then ndityeke ngoku kusebenza the fruits of my labor dwelling all around. Yes.
Right. Yes. And this is something that I like. We're actually going to be talking some more about that because it's one specific thing that really attracted my attention. When I called you the first time, I told you that specifically I love this thing about the fruits of your hard labor. But besides that, you've been going around. I've seen you in every radio station. Where do you even get that?
Hey, you know, icebo likaThixo.
Yes.
You know, when undibona ndihlala nyoka ndigijima ndicela good people, I'm nominated for the biggest awards in South Africa, this and that and that. And then now, even the radios, pay interview, now because I'm nominated, the doors are just open. I've been to KZN, I've been to Pumalanga, I've been to Metro, I've been to all over. You know, that's licebo likaThixo. And now, Butho Vuthela'S now, oh, by the way, now I get to hear more about him. Yes,
people think that just because you are nominated, you're supposed to be sitting maybe in the lounge there waiting with your remote control and waiting for that, name to be called.
Yes,
and here you are going around and what do you say about that? And I know not so long ago we have seen what would have seemed to be a show thing that one artist in the gospel circles, I think about 2 or 3 years ago, was going to take this because the song has been known and all of that. But then they didn't make it. And people did not understand.
And they complained.
And they always do.
And then there's always, in that midst of those complaints, there's always one question.
Yes.
Have you voted?
Oh, yes.
And then they go, and then now, when your name is big, we tend to compete with our name.
Oh,
you know, if you fail to go and tell your people, because I am declaring down it's because of the support of those people. So if I fail to go and tell them, guys, I'm nominated, I am depending on your votes, and then the people will never know. Okay, they won't see the need to vote for you. But now I've learned to humble myself. Sometimes I go to the streets. People are shocked when they say, "Park,
yes.
Petty Mike and please, Butho Vuthela'S. Now, Abayazma now also tell Butho Vuthela'S the favorite. No, because I've learned to humble myself. And then it's very important about bayazi. You talk to them, but understand about what needs to be done. Because okay, nominating is a good thing. A guy has, but now she or he has to partake.
Exactly.
Yes.
And innocently, people think just because we love you, and there's no doubt about it, especially in the province, but it's a fact that nationally you are a sensation.
Yes, sir.
But that alone is not enough to make sure that you actually get these awards. It's going to need for people to vote. But on top of that, then it means that you have to work. And you say something about, which is also very interesting, that you have to humble yourself. That's something that I've actually realized about you. And I told you when I called you this other time, Oti. Yes, I called you on your number and you picked it up. I've been having this number for quite some time, and you picked it up, and I was like, geez, this guy is a celebrity.
Oh, man.
You know, more than half the time you'll be having the number you've dialed is, you know, or maybe Pumela Kubanba, Sase busy, and you picked my number, you picked my call, and I found that to be very humbling.
Amen.
You know, and that's what I told you. It's the first thing that actually attracted me to you. And it was not even a show or some kind of an act. This is who you are.
Yes,
you talked about being in the taxi ranks. I've seen you a lot of the times in the taxi ranks selling your CDs.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Selling the albums, playing out in the furniture stores and stuff. I know you back from King Williamstown, and
yes,
you've been everywhere.
Yes, sir.
You've been doing that tirelessly.
You've been following me.
I've been following you. I've been following you because you have been doing something, something that is worth following.
Sir. Yes, sir.
And if nobody has told you that, I'm telling you today, what you're doing is something worth following. I've always said that you can have a best product, best product, but if you don't package the product very well, you're missing the point.
Yes, sir.
And your product has been packaged with humility.
Yes, sir.
Yes, your product has been packaged with honesty. Your product has been packaged with the love for your followers, but not only the love, the respect for your followers.
Yes,
now,
sir.
Having said all of these things, this is not the only thing that you are doing. You're not only a gospel artist, you're not only a recorded artist, you are also a man who actually gets their hands dirty.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. It somehow interlocks with this issue of humility. Because you are a celebrity, for a very long time.
Yes, sir.
And you're not only national, you are international because you cross the borders.
Exactly.
You are that kind of a thing, and I'm thinking, oh, well, you should be wearing, uskop and boboza shoes, the shining shoes and the shiny suit and all of that, and looking all fancy.
Yes,
but
sir.
You are doing the hard work. How does that come about?
I always go back to my upbringing.
Yes.
Sometimes, when I go back to my book of life, there are so many pages. Sometimes, or some of them, they touch me because there's a teaching that my grandmother, in life, learn to understand that ngabantu.
Oh yes. Very
you can never control the actions zabantu towards you.
Oh yes.
But nge-actions zakho you can change indlela abantu abacinga ngayo ngokuthi wena you always be humble and teach them. And xa ndicinga into ezininzi andihlanga into ezintle kuphela endleleni. Sindinethile bhuti wami. But okwaku understanda i-background yakho. Ndikhule ngombhubhudlo, yazi umbhubhudlo? It's like it's a water with a sugar basin. When the sugar is finished, then you put in some water in that sugar basin, then you shake it, and then you drink that.
Oh yes.
Then you go to school, come back from school. There's nothing in the pots. It's empty, and then only inchwela, inkoko.
Yes.
And then you dig that, and then you eat, and then you go and look for inkomo emadlelweni. All those things they were not nice. But those difficulties has molded me, the character that I am today. I've learned to go emasimini, wake up 1 o'clock in the midnight. We go and cultivate the fields, and then you wake up, you come back at 10 to 8, I must be at school. I thought all those things I was getting punished or abused, this and that.
Yes,
but today I'm proud to say I am this farmer that I am because of those humble picking, those teachings. So there's a lot that I've learned along the way. And when I grow up, if an elderly person sees me as doing something wrong, he had the right or she had the right to give me a hiding. And then when I go and complain to my grandmother, she's going to give me hiding again.
Why were you being hidden?
Why? Exactly. You cannot be sitting there while and as a young boy. So all those things taught me to become this person that I am today.
All right.
When I started this ministry of like, I had to understand ukuthi umuntu ngubani.
Yes.
And then first person who's going to support me, and then understand what in gospel there are so many genres within the gospel.
Yeah.
There's contemporary, there's traditional, there's Zion, I had to understand, okay, where I'm coming from, who's going to support me first.
Yes.
And then when I dig deep and look for the songs that I can sing, people can relate, but I had to understand so all those things today,
molded and shaped you
exactly
into what we actually now currently see.
The imana mntanami yaqala ukuthi entlango.
Oh yes.
As soon as you start you start doing something, and then God comes and blesses what you are doing.
The works of your hands.
Exactly.
Yes.
And then that's the teaching that I always remember at the back of my mind, whatever I do.
Khawuxelele ngesixhosa kuthiwa ngesisuthu kuthiwa muketa hutsuswa oyitika. That kutsho ngolo hlobo. That means that ibhijo, direct translation, ibhijo kuvuswa elizamayo.
Yes.
And it is very evident that all the doors were not open.
They're not open.
And yet you insisted. Exactly. Yet you did it. I remember, seeing you and I'm like, but this guy is too big to be in the streets.
Exactly. Yes.
Hey, this chap is too big for this. But it's almost like you shut that thing, that bigness out. How do you prepare okay, Gogo, I must get out of this character, or is it something that just comes easy for you?
It comes easy for me because it's what I love. I love to be around the people.
Oh yeah.
And then abantu bakuthathe, amaKristu singawo ayakwazi bakuthatha akupecula akujonga akuveze ngapha akujonge ngapha. I'm telling you, right. but those people, they accepted me the way I am.
Oh, yeah.
I've learned to understand, abamama bathengisa fruit, 20 rand cabbage, 20 rand cabbage. Those people are my best friend. Yesterday I went to buy some meat to a plant. When I got there, it was 6 to 7. They are preparing to close. When they saw me, it was like on your marks, they came. I can show you video on my phone.
Oh man.
Said, where have you been? I know all those things. And I remember 2015, so I remember, only that time we were playing late, and that song gave me strength and permanent. No one saying a fool, you know what? Those people bandenza. Ndayilento ndiyo nangoku ndivotela but sakuvotela mntanami notilile bayavota uyabona. So ezo zinto ziyakufundisa ubomi that in life you are at school every day. You learn something new every day. If you are not prepared, not ready to learn, you'll never make it. Today, do you know my first car?
Okay.
I bought it cash. I
wonder which one. There was a car that had a number plate that said car number bani.
Number 2.
Number 2.
Yes. Even that one. And then when challenges.
Yes.
Okay, now the chips are down.
Oh yeah.
And then ufunde ke ngokuthi when ubulapha ufunde ukuthi ku change down. Udla ukuthi athi xa in life ubomi uyafana nendlela ebheke Joburg uhamba uya ngogear number 5 xa indlela inyuka kufuneka uchange down to gear number 4 uthi sometimes you change down up until to gear number 1 and then uyothatha amandla amatsha. Yenzekile into ebomini bami. So
you love working with and amongst the people, because these are the people that you serve actually, because it's a service to them. You say something that is very important about
learn to serve before you can be served. That I was saying that last week on one of my statuses, that if the problem as leaders of today, we want to be served, but we are not ready to serve others. So I've learned to go and serve those people in the street, and they served me back. That was even today. I don't ever doubt this song of the year, I'm bringing it home. because of those
yes.
people. I don't have a doubt.
Oh, yes.
You know, those people, because I've served them. When I open my mouth, it's like on your marks with them. And the man understand, hey man, don't do, umculo wakhe is not so wonderful, but indlela uthandwa ngakhona, because kunabantu kule journey yethu, they prefer certain type of singers, certain voices, certain textures,
instruments, the
but
way they are played.
I am
all
traditional. Of that. I am what I am.
And the fact of the matter is that
exactly.
your people understand, and if you leave that market, you've left a gaping hole.
Exactly.
You have moved away with the hope that you have came to the people.
That is a secret. What kept me going? Because any artist, from the day bandazi, bandibamba, I've been like, graph yami kuyisit. Is it yakhuphuka nje njalo. Why? What is the secret? Is to understand them, so they understand you. Nibambani. Whenever you release a song, doti nina, doti nina, doya pina kandi latliwe. You understand? There are people about with guys. Without you, I cannot make it.
Oh yeah.
Honestly.
Oh yes.
You in what I produce, you get it Vuthela'S means. When I got there with my produce, this is the cabbage I'm producing. But okay, bring more. Because the character that and in sugar na your paisans, who the new guy and we apply
it's not only a cabbage. It's something else that covers, that packages the cabbage.
I've got a huge demand.
Oh man.
I wish that whoever is listening there, eating a guy. I am sure in the next 2 to 3 years, 5 years, we're gonna have more than 3,000 employees in what we're doing.
You kidding?
Currently, we have about 23 employees as NAS.
Oh my word.
You know, and I might understand when I left Mercedes-Benz. By the way, I'm an engineer by profession. Qualified one.
Okay.
I've traveled to many countries. I've been to Germany. I've been to England. I've been so many countries. Worked for that company. When I left them, 2010, Mr. Vuthela'S, why are you leaving? You know, name the price. What can we do? No, it's not you, but my time. You know, my calling is demanding me.
Yes.
There's nothing I can do because now I am no longer happy here, and then my passion is somewhere. And if Nandi and Natal Mercedes-Benz until today, how many people are suffering? Could have suffered today?
Of course.
How many families? We are feeding, I'm 100% today, we are feeding more than 400 families.
Oh,
because each family, you know, 8, 10, you know, in the end, you find legend, but yes. And but we are prepared. So all that hardship that I went through, you know, was preparing me for this journey.
There's a very thin line between living what seems to be a sure, a guaranteed, a present source of income, and tap into a place where you don't know if you're going to succeed. How is it? What is going on in your mind? Are you calculating the losses that you may suffer? What is the level of the fears there?
When God decide to remove you,
yes,
or decide to appoint you for a specific role,
yes,
it's not always nice.
It's never.
But when even my wife asked me so many questions.
No, I'm thinking about her in particular.
My father was so angry with me. Bendiphuma ngo-2 emsebenzini. Ndiphume ngo-2 ndiyoma phaa ngosestairs Oxford Street. Ndihleli phaa netafule yam ndithengisa ii-CDs. Everyone. And abanye abantu, they were talking about me in the streets. No, dignity yakhe uyithathe aba uyirhuqa phansi. How can ahambe ohlazisa nto? No. I understand.
Oh man.
But all those things zithe xa ziye xa kuye kutshintsha kusenzeka izinto wathi unkosikazi bendingayazi, babe. You know.
And how long did it take from the time of the questions? Obviously, I mean, if you are a married man, your family.
Ndamcela kuqala baby. Ngoku. Ndiyaphuma apha ngoku.
Wow.
Hayi njani. Didn't know. And kamnandi wabe zangakhumuli kakhulu kuba sike ebona bangapha. Kuba bendikwazi ukuphuma apha ngo2 ukuthi mhlambi fanele ba from ngo2 yojo ngo5 ngo6 fanele ba I have made so much money ongathi yeveki yonke ngosuku olu1. And into yayimnikeza cushion ukuthi I know uzonza more better you know. And nyani ke uThixo wathembeka ngoba uThixo uthembeka uthi wena you trust me ngento ezincinci mina ndizakuthemba ngento ezinkulu. Ndamthemba kuThixo ngoba nguThixo nyani wahamba nathi and ke ngoku ndakwazi ukugijima indawo ezinkulu ebezininzi bengakwazi ukuzigijima ubona because ngexesha beniqashiwe. From there ndacinga uba mna ukuthi lapho ndiyakhona wathi xa awukafiki apho ndikuthumela khona awundikufuna khona ndifuna usebenza umhlaba yabona because yento ukhule ngayo uyaziyo le. I want to go and change lives. I want to go and create jobs. There are young people graduates that are sitting at home that are waiting for Butho Vuthela'S no Gedla Umhlanga. Now the entity that is growing very fast. I think say now more than 5 years ago, it's only 2 years 2020 ukuqala serious kwayo ibikade isebenza nje. Today I'm telling you so many people that we have employed, so many families that we are feeding.
Wow.
We have young people abase university abahla befuna training. As I'm talking to you now, we are busy building structures, massive structures, to create more jobs. Even firms stop the exodus from the Eastern Cape to other big cities.
Yes.
Because abantu basuka baba ufuna umsebenzi ngapha kuma Cape Town becimba bafuna ukuqashwa ngapha emasemini ngapha Cape Town okwaye eslagini acimba she can do better or he can do better. But they really not realizing that what you go and look that side, you actually have it here. But we need a just indlela yokuthi how can we do it? And then how can we bring all other entities like or rural development? You talk about ECDC or CETA. Today we've just finished a model what is called a feasibility study.
Yes.
Le model sisibhiziyo ezawutshintsha ubomi babantu seyipasisiwe with the help of economic development. Obviously, what you call it? Okay. But what I'm saying, but when you allow God to take over,
a seed is always smaller than the fruit itself.
And each day God introduces something new, and then we are growing and growing because now we need to run for human resource, the management, the marketing. The producing, we need to close the circle from primary production, come to agro processing, packaging, this and that and all that.
Ungene what is Zafa right into the practical approach to solving the economic woes that the country as a whole.
Eastern Cape is the poorest of the poor.
And I've always said Eastern Cape is actually not. It's the opposite. It's actually the richest province. I've always said that the problem is abakho obutho Vuthela'S abaninzi abacinga ukuthi umhlaba uyasetyenzwa. Umhlaba awujikwa kwenziwe indawo yokwakha izindlu kungekho vegetable gardens.
I was whenever I'm traveling from Maclear to Matatiele, see kwezinye indawo, hi man, it used to be like beautiful fields, red loamy soil, but now people right in the middle, they're starting to build houses. Come on.
Yeah.
And now our brothers from Africa, they see the opportunities.
Oh yes.
I'm telling you, they see the opportunities.
It's very interesting that we could be saying that this is poor, but someone can come with nothing, come into that space and become rich. The same land that you are in.
You can check our towns have changed
completely.
And if our young people who are listening right now, I want to tell you something. You have a gift, but a problem. We like a comfort zone.
Yes.
You go, a young person from China is busy writing the lab right now. Uzama ukhangela something ezawuqhuba ubomi. Kodwa mina mhlawumbe TikTok challenge. Come on.
It's a painful truth.
I just want to challenge young people. We have what it is. And our government is willing to assist. But our government akakwazi ukugala ipetrol kwimoto emileyo. Funeka uqalise noba wenza you don't have to ube ulima amasimi. There are so many opportunities that we can create. We need young people who are vibrant, come with innovative ideas. This is me. This is what I'm doing. I need to change lives. Then you will see the government.
And in fact, I think more than anything, the attitude and mindset has to change.
Exactly.
That this is me coming with this thing so that if money funding, because there's this mentality that I must get the funding. But the money is the first
That's
thing.
the problem. The funding.
Oh,
you know,
jeez.
Look, I started with a tractor in 1965. Because I'm a qualified engineer, mechanical with diesel side.
Oh, yeah.
Then I went and bought the
diesel
parts.
engineer.
Yes.
Wow.
I bought the parts, rebuilt that tractor. It starts with the key even today.
Okay, let's talk about you bought the parts.
I bought the parts.
Imali velapi.
Because kaloku from CDs, so I took the money.
Le hustle yakho.
Yes.
Loya phansi naphezulu emalangeni nasezimvuleni.
Exactly.
Nasengqeleni nasebushushwini.
Njalo ke.
Yiyo kanye leyo phinda uthi reinvest.
Invest kuyo because I want to multiply.
Wow.
Yeah. Then after I fixed that, I can show you even the pictures here whereby it tracked and itsala nge yenkomo le. You know, dingena disc.
Wow.
And then that's where the department, ECDC, they said, okay, I'm buying a tractor. They bought us a tractor with implements.
Wow.
Last week, premiers confirmed that I'm bringing you another tractor.
Wow.
As I'm talking to you now, I'm waiting for a tractor from the premier, the office of the premier.
And this is not a surprise.
It's not a surprise because they see what you are doing every day. We work. My daughter, I sent her to school. She's a graduate from a Fort Cox College.
Yes.
Did agriculture.
Fort Cox.
Exactly.
In agriculture. Right into the father's steps.
Did animal production and crop production.
Does she also love farming?
Exactly. All of my children now, I need doctor. One is going to be a scientist.
Oh my.
Other
word.
One. And because I
in the same line.
In the same line. Because the agriculture esamoshwa ngayo brainwashwa uba siyithathe as if yinto yabantu abagxokogxoko nabantu abadala banga-understand. Meanwhile abebala, it's what they focus to. When they go to school, abaye esikoleni kuba ezawuqeshwa. They go to school to become employers or to take over from their fathers.
Their businesses are generational businesses.
Go to my local municipalities. Ungaze town uphume pha in the deep as farm. Phayana wacunga Gauteng.
Wow.
You can name or so many big farmers that are producing, that are feeding the nations. If their crops are going overseas. Throughout the year, they're making billions and billions and billions. Whereas they said, hi, agriculture, this and that, and that. Hi, in agriculture, there's so many fields. There's agro processing. We need doctors. We need scientists. Anything you can think of. Each and every second, you need an agricultural person.
This is a line. This
exactly.
is a food chain.
What I'm wearing,
where you can
this
actually
is
just
agriculture.
come in. You can actually come in the chain and be a part of that. And you don't have to step on anybody's toes to do that.
Exactly.
Wow.
We have so much demand, so much that we don't know that South Africa demand. No,
but here's the thing.
We need more people.
But here's the thing. There's always need for food. And food is becoming more and more of a scarce resource. So if you go into that space, you are guaranteed to actually make
Let me assure you, tell you one thing. If as a bone, kuza ixesha, I hope somebody is listening ekhaya.
Yes.
Kuza ixesha uthi unemali epokothweni usedolophini yofuna ukutya. Ungakufumana.
Ibe useless imali yakho.
I'm telling you. If we don't wake up, you go back home. Akekho umuntu ongena ndawo suka kuyo. But the problem ukuthi where do I start? No, because
zithe izilali ezo zithe nangumhlaba
kukhuli watlo. No, what ilahle olthenga apha egarage.
Yes.
The only thing you do, that's just a few machinery and a few chemicals. You start producing your own coal. And then need the packaging for that. You change lives. You know, in agriculture, there's nothing useless. Useless can be useful.
Yeah. Look, to say that you are a musician or an artist, it's limiting you.
It's limiting
very, very, very much. What you are a visionary. You are a minister, as you have correctly pointed out. But more than anything, you are the leader of society. And this is what I'm beginning to see more and more. There is a way that these things work together for good. It seemed like it was for music, but that was just a vehicle.
No, exactly. Because
and this is one of the things that I've actually been saying, that the mentality of needing the funding for me to start, it's actually why the failure is right there. Because I have reason to believe that if you believe, and this is what you said, if you believe in this thing, Okuyo, you will believe it enough to invest in it yourself.
Exactly.
Abanye bakufumana. Daiva pha kuwe one of your posts pha uthi khulumente asimanga.
Asimanga siyaqhuba.
Izawudibana nawe endleleni.
Ndithi don't wait for grant funding. Grant funding izawufumana endleleni. Use what you have in order to attract what you need.
Because you need to demonstrate that you can make this happen. That the funding does not make you, but the funding assists the vision that is already there, that is realizable, that is attained.
We have a problem now in our societies.
Oh man. Wow.
How many young people are not working? We have a problem here, drug abuse. We have a problem here, alcohol abuse.
Yes.
We have a problem here, pregnancy. We have so many.
All the things that young people don't have any business getting into. Absolutely.
I'm telling you.
You talk about drugs, the Nyaope, someone this morning was actually saying the guy who came with Nyaope and Mendrex and so just messed up the youth of South Africa. And I'm thinking...
And it's worse now.
It has gotten out of control. But here's one thing that is very interesting, Mr. I'm really, beginning to enjoy this, because it's really the kind of conversation that we should begin to put on our spectacles and look into, because this is right at the heart of solving the economic woes in South Africa and actually chartering a proper future for our country. I have actually said, if you go to the townships now,
yes, sir,
you'll find kukhona ezindawo zokucheba.
Yes, sir.
Before aba bantu bokufika bebakhona, all of a sudden there's a container everywhere.
Exactly.
And stuff like that. They're actually even putting in photocopies and stuff like that. They're typing CVs as well. That's business. And my question is, South Africans, do you realize that if this guy is going to charge 40 rands for a haircut and then they do 10 people in a day, where is unemployment?
Look at me now. And this is exactly what it is. Who's cutting me now is a foreigner. It's a foreigner.
And this is a fact. Instead of hating, we should actually be learning to say what is it that, because we're sitting here and there are many other opportunities. We're sitting here. For instance, there are these new motorbikes now that are called big boys and whatnot. These guys have come into delivery. They just get there and get the cheapest motorbike and they do this kind of thing. And the mindset has to change and begin to take things in our hands as the young people and as the South Africans in particular.
It's very, very important.
We can never exhaust this particular topic. I'm actually very elated that you actually brought this in, because this is a total package, a total sum of who and what Butho Vuthela'S is. It's not just a glorified musician with a nice three-piece suit and all of that.
Yes.
Tell me, in comparison, the time that you spend wearing a suit and shaking people up on stage and the time that you spend ugedla umhlaba, what are the comparisons? Which one takes more time?
You can never compare them.
Give us an idea.
I know. Like on the stage, you have time to prepare for whatever that you're going to do on the stage.
Yes.
But when maybe I can sing maybe for whatever money, and then. But when you come this side, the Kedlim Mhlaba, it takes longer, but it's sustainable more.
It's labor
It's
intensive.
labor intensive. But as you grow from what you started, and then as you grow, you get izinto ezenza makube easy. When I started planting cabbage, we used to plant cabbage by hand, put the seedlings by hand. Maybe you can imagine if you want to plant about 200 seedlings. But today I'm able to plant in it's under 2 hours, 200,000 seedlings get tracked.
Wow. Now, the principle of investment is exactly
It's
this.
very important.
We are actually, and I find this is one, and I'm sure you can comment on that. That whatever you spend less time investing in or less resources investing in is not sustainable more than the one that will need time.
Sustainable.
Because what you spend time working on, once it bula, nothing will quickly take it out because it took forever
Exactly.
to bring it up. Mdaga Vutela, you have done these things, Sekubona. You have been kind enough, generous enough to even share these experiences. You share great advice, you share great nuggets. How do you find the reception of your followers as Butho Vutela, the artist? And these are the people that follow you because of Butho Vutela, the artist, the brand. But the same brand, now overall.
Actually, yes, there bakhona bangathandi ncam ngoba why ngiyasifuna ngapha uyasilibaza ngapha wena ngikele ngoku I owe people
If only you could break yourself in half.
Ngapha you owe us a CD ka 2023 ikubona full album, you know. Ngapha production iyandidemand, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, yes.
So there are those ones, but I try to balance, you know, the equation. But ngapha I need more time.
Oh yes.
Ngapha I know that kanti busy ngapha kukhona okusilelayo. It means ke ngoku I need to employ more people this side and then ndibe nawo nabangapha. So it means that there's an opportunity to have somebody who's going to handle my social network, who's going to have my gadgets, everything, my content, everything, so that every day I keep those people on their toes.
Oh,
you know. And then now, come down the lane. I composed a song last week when I was busy in the ngoma yesintu mane picture ngoba usebenza nzalono. Hey, wakho bisiqolo nje wenzani lapho ndizamela abantu abam ndikhobe isiqolo nje ndizamela yabuza omnye hey wakho bisiqolo nje wenzani lapho ndizamela abantu abam yebe ngaba ndiyatyala ngapha ngaba ndiza nenye content yenye ingoma ezawukhuthaza omnye but no, you've got to work, you know. Uthixo will multiply what you are doing, and then come ndiyacula ngapha abanye bazawuthanda lento endiyiculayo, abanye bathande lento endiza ndiyivelisayo. So
part of the importance of that is, and this is where we're getting now towards the music side of things, is that it's much more genuine to make music that is born of an experience.
Exactly.
More than just sitting down and thinking about fancy words and hey, I say because that's actually what we as the listeners actually bond with. We bond with the life of the music. Exactly. Tell me, what goes into your preparation to actually go into the studio and start recording?
Prayer.
Oh yes.
Okay. You know, and then sell your vision.
Oh yes.
To your family.
Oh yes.
Sell your vision to your children.
Oh yes.
Then spend time with God, and that helps a lot.
How important is it that your family must understand?
It's very key, because when your family is not into what you are doing, you are in for a trouble.
But have you found out that maybe you are selling your vision and your family doesn't understand it? They don't necessarily accept it, but they say, well, do it, let's see how far you go.
You know, at times, there are things that I started to do when my wife was not approving.
Oh yes.
But in the long run, because of the passion that I and denial, she had to understand. And I wanted the results, Zalendo. What by the way, I will be like punishing you, baby, if I don't allow you to do this. Because actually, it's helping, it's working.
Oh,
because
yes.
you love it, you have passion for it, and it's actually changing our lives. Yes, it transitions at time. It's not easy.
It's never easy.
It's changing. Is adapt. Not everybody will adapt to change. Kodwa, if uyakwazi umconvince, because ndam proposing ngandithandi.
Oh yes.
Kodwa what wanthanda.
Over time.
Over time.
Yes.
You know.
And that's what makes it not so easy.
Yes.
Because today we're still talking about Butho Vuthela'S, who's married to Mamtlane.
Yes.
And they're still after so many years.
Exactly.
Because it was not like, hey, Dr. Nam, Dr. Mazish.
One baliga for 2 years. For 2 years.
Yours was the longest.
Kodwa and apha kuwe ndibona unkosikazi wami.
Oh my. Oh yes. Oh yes. Oh yes.
Kodwa today so in apho ndiyakhona ukuthi sometimes enye into uyakwazi ukuthi angayiboni.
Oh yes.
Umenze ade ayibone.
All right.
So because ndinento ethi when as a leader you have a responsibility to lead. Then she is my manager.
Oh yes.
Like, I cannot move without this manager.
Without consulting.
And
discussing.
then upon the corner, and as a leader and a visionary, whatever, it is my duty to guys and then you go, baby, where do you see us or in the next 4, 5 years, 10 years?
Yes.
Mama didn't the bigger panty. This is the vision. What do you think? And then you go, then I am leading. Then they are supporting.
Oh yes.
Then along the line you learn as Nizindongo. So that's what works for me.
And you find that then because of that finally agreeing with that, it actually makes Kube Cup now, because now you have this support of the family.
Yes.
How important is that?
It's very, very important because ekhaya abantwana bafuna utata. Ekhaya unkosikazi ufuna umyeni wakhe. Akafuna celebrate.
And here's the thing. Is it Ilali okanye village le
Ilali. Aphanqa, yes.
Definitely sure it's in the Bundus.
Yes, deep. Ezilalini.
Pakati.
Akalela unentaba amahlathi liqombo sometimes what one time uSino Machangaza went there to do when I started this agricultural thing.
Yes.
Then he went there and they dispatched me ojonga about wahamba efika baba uthi in the middle of kulento yenza uthi hi man uMamtlane wayebona ntoni apha ulava uthando waliboni indlela ezindawo usuka le asamdantsani uzotsho apha emagolo kongqini indlela zakhona
wow.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you why I'm actually bringing this up. What I will then safely call a misconception, because you are here as the living proof of that, is that because of that you are supposed to be and I'm not very fey with the word, but I've heard, because I think but now apparently, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, apparently especially from where you're coming from, you are not, the modern time.
Exactly.
And stuff, and here you are saying something very different. Did someone have to beat that out of you? Because I would be expecting that kind of a thing as the kind of person that you are.
It's something that I learned from my parents.
Okay.
Because as I'm in Kulantlano Makulu, utata usekole phangela ngapha ya eqhuba ilori zase Kempton Park. and then bachata when they like at tender age, and then umama wambuyisela esikolweni. And then like umama eqasa uzoteacher, that's when ke ngondabona ohlala nomama, and then xa ibula utata izikhona izinto ezininzi endazifunda pha kubo because indlela utata wayemphathe ngayo umama yandenza laa nto ngoba nam ngenye imini ndarhala uba ndibe nonkosikazi. And then umzekelo siyazi wabona isitya sikhona phaa sikatata noba utata akutyi wakutya mhlawumbi akasazi ukutya, and then andikwazi uva ndithathe esaa sitya sikatata loo nto ndiyakuphiwa kwakutya ndityele kuso. That's one of the teachings endazifundayo kulo, okay, based uthando lwabo umama notata. Kunento endazifundayo uba okay, umama bemrespekta kakhulu utata, notata bemthanda kakhulu umama. So yenza laa nto,
so there's a giving on both sides.
Yes, makube easy ke ukwazi uba ufunde ukuthi okay, ixesha elininzi utata ubengadecide ubesuggesta, and then uboniswana ukuthi okay, hayi ke nkwali right ke lena, hayi ke lena njani, hayi kanibuza pha kumama wena, kanibuza pha kumakhesi uba ithini, you need leyo. So loo nto leyo yanento eyandifundisa yona. Yes, ndizalwe ezilalini, khule ezilalini, I'm a rural boy, may put it that way. But eziba ndiye ndikhula ke ndazifundela ezinye izinto uba no, kahle in life for you to succeed, if you have a partner, it's important uba ukwazi umnika indlebe, ukwazi uba nini understandani, understand the background yakhe, then ye umfundise eyakho i-background. So ithatha ixesha ke loo nto leyo, kodwa ke when umthanda umntu noba engakwazi ukwenza inqodi uzawuthi akwazi ukwenza inqodi.
How many years have you guys been married for?
Since year 2003, starting on December 2003. Yes.
So that is 20 years. That is
this year,
that's
2023.
A long time to be married, and it goes very well to say that it takes all that time. And I have reason to believe, and I've said that as well, that I'm still learning my wife today. I'm still learning new things today after so many years that we've been together, more than 20 years that we've been together. I'm still learning a lot of things, and I'm enjoying that particular process. I've given myself in that particular process, and I'm glad that I have Uta. Now, connect and disconnect. Connect back to the fact that you have left the agricultural project. Aimang, Isaqhubeka, and then you are all over the show.
Yes, sir.
You are running around,
yes, sir,
to garner the votes.
Yes.
For the gospel, the crown gospel
music awards. Yes.
You already have a couple of awards.
Yes, I
do you still remember them?
About 23 awards that I have. Different. I did Maskandi. I did. I did. When Best Xhosa way back then, 2015, I won Song of the Year. I won Independence, Ingoma. Yes. So many traditional. By the way, we Ngomas, they were there even category best street promo.
Oh yes, and so should be.
And I'm the first person to win that.
And by the way, you are the first person in that particular space that actually became an activist for the piracy that was happening in the streets. Because that's one of the things that you guys you had to battle that. It costed you a lot of money. And you took that head on. You almost became the figure or the representation of activism against piracy.
Yes, sir.
How hard did that hit you?
Until today, we have not fully recovered from that, because one, even our government could not help that much. Yes, they were trying, but it
was a moving target, so to speak.
Yeah. Yes, because we even suggested that even in our constitution, there should be like an amendment somewhere pertaining to this, because really, we take our children to school with this. We feed our families. We do a lot. We create jobs, opportunities, so many things.
And before it even comes to place, you take from la mali abantwana kwesikolweni la mali yesonga who invest in this project and invest a lot.
And that has killed Paris has killed the industry, affected the industry. So many stores closed down.
Oh,
you know that?
Yes. Yeah.
Because of this. because even uhulumende wethu bengakwazi ukuthi bathi I contain it, but we could not sit and fold arms like this, because at times we had to like go and force them by, guys, do you know the ubungozi nesibeka kubo kulento? Because izani kusenithengisele for that matter. Again, some they babayenza, some they did not do it. Zavala evenkile akhona evenkile ngoko. To an extent, the system might change because the cities are no longer like a big thing because of piracy. Going to send into a USB nayo.
Yaba worse ke yona ke ngoku. Ungcophe of Mansi Nancy ke one iphethe albums the artists zonke zasemzansi.
So zavala ke many big stores. Even today people are only depending with downloads, and it's apini inzima khona. Our people ogogo abebethenga CDs abayi understand le nto ye technology, but now need to go to iTunes, go to Google Play, go to this and that and that data. They don't understand those things.
Wow.
But only the younger generation now, it's taking slowly. You know, that is why you want to be artist ukudimba ithana ukane no abantu audience yayo ayikho apha ku social network, so aba understand.
How do artists in your sphere of work, you know, then survive? Because then it becomes a take. I mean, ECD, you bad. Just walk past the shop, there's a CD you can buy. But now that and it's very complicated into my cell phone, in a Mac, computer and stuff like that, especially amongst us as the black folks.
It's very, 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 very bad.
Wow.
And it's tough.
Wow.
So many musicians are going through depression. We have lost some. They want to issue COVID.
Yes.
And until today, even, you know, I was, you know, yesterday I wrote a message to one of the leaders, seeing a poster. There are so many posters, many events, which is the department is not like an individual person.
Yes.
Arts and culture. Did you know we need to rethink and readjust?
Yes.
Because you go to Kwenye province, 95%. Whenever when's the festival up, 95% might be the artists zalap.
Yes.
Then 5% like the provinces.
Yes.
But you come to our province, it's vice versa.
I remember I think that's an argument that was made, I think, in the Orange Free State province.
Yes.
Where the local municipality actually said or the provincial government, I'm not quite sure, but they were actually saying that part of the problem of Makufe, why is it that we bring people from everywhere else and there's not any impact that this is creating in terms of encouraging the arts, in terms of developing the locals, and as a result, that actually became a hot issue.
I'm looking forward, like on this round table,
yes,
where we have like even the Office of the Arts and Culture, different offices, musicians, and stakeholders, whatever. Because you say, okay, we are bringing so and so because we demand
crowd puller.
Who as a crowd puller? Because Eyaki province had to invest to kuye imphuhlise so that avelele akwazi ukwenza videos abe a trend. Whereas when you did not invest the reason not that I get like that level, it's because I got trained, because he or she is suffering.
I'm finding myself going back again, and I was sitting across Sononanela and Zube one of the times when we were talking exactly about this.
Exactly.
And I was saying that a typical example was Zahar, who said, and I knew what she was saying, whether we liked it or we didn't. The fact of the matter is that I personally knew when she said that I struggled, Zabalas, and I knocked on the doors. Doors were never open.
I remember. She came to me other day.
She was discovered not by a local. She was discovered by someone from outside of the province, made that brand. When the brand Ihluma, then we started to own her.
That's the problem is in our province. That we have sokolisa umzekelo OMEC bethu siyabasokolisa basokoliswa ngabantu abasebenza phansi kwabo. Let's say okay ndisuka ngapha ndiyofuna umsebenzi eGoli yaqona xa ndifike eGoli phansi ndiyaqashwa kwa-arts and culture ndisebenzele ekhaya. Whenever there's an opportunity to source the artist, the sources are good to call. Forgetting that in this province and ndiphe umsebenzi kuna artists alapha ezisola ezilambayo. Lo nto create into ukuthi i-artists zazo matheni mazingathandani zixabane because zilamba nje ziyahlabana.
A lot of the reason is because of lack of resources, and because resources are so scarce, then we are all gunning for the same limited resources. It causes conflict.
And London layo, and it does not mean we have quality. So many big artists from the Eastern Cape, but they have left there in other provinces. Exactly. In London, we need to start somewhere. And they said, okay, if we say Isinglesetu cannot be headlined by a musician from another province for three full years consecutively.
No, something is wrong there.
And the artists start about 200k, 117 something. The cheapest is about 90 something k. Then you tell me, okay, in that 200,000, how many artists you could have provided? You go to KZN.
And that's a once-off, that's a day thing.
Exactly. You go to KZN. I take my head off for a KZN. You see their posters. They make it a point, okay, they provide all genres. Even if, when you go to Uvukile, every year, you see, it does not play. It's okay, if you don't do this, we are not popping a cent.
Oh, yes.
But our province is different. Yeah. But now, I believe that now that I've raised this point like this, it's going to change.
It's very important.
Now, you can look back. By the time send a big event, it's going to be you used to check, hey, it's in your lineup. Go and check up November. It's only now. When you ask yourself a question, can it be like this in the province? I know that, and this is about popular. Because of what I'm saying, but it's
a struggle.
It's a struggle.
The nature of a struggle is exactly that you go against. So because otherwise you can then say all is well when actually not all is well.
Exactly.
And it doesn't help anyone.
It means we need to sit down. How can we fix this? How can we empower? There's a young boy that right now it's a Port St. John's pies and it was gifted. Every year to other. So that means it's good put this in the province more than.
Perhaps we need to relook at how
we
begin to interact as a province, as the leadership that be with the local artists and the potential artists, and to create an environment wherein even those that we don't even know can actually begin to come up and then to produce correctly, and therefore be able to go to class ukubiza sithi mntaka Vuthela iza kukhona buyele ekhaya apha ekhaya kungabi kunasikho vele uthi yewe ndayenziwa pha ekhaya, come back and do that. We will look at it, and we continue to look at it. It's very, very important, and perhaps this is actually the correct platform to say, let's look at it once again. Have we been doing it right?
Yes.
If we have been doing it right, why is it not where it's supposed to be? If we have not been doing it wrong, what are the sort of avenues that we need to explore to make sure that we make things to be right?
Thank you so much.
Masize kulena Ndanenkosi, you are nominated.
Yes, sir.
Two categories. Tell us about it.
Yay. Good news. I'm nominated to the Crown Gospel Awards. We call it the 16th edition.
Oh yes.
Dallas Accord.
Yes.
These are the biggest in Africa, not even South Africa. In Africa.
Yes.
I was so overwhelmed when I received a call from USA. In one of the radios, they interviewed me about the crowns.
Yes.
Because I'm one of the artists that abantu are really looking at. Hey, definitely Butho Vuthela'S will bring it home this one because of ingoma le trend ngathanda ngakhona.
Uduna sezenayo Mntanenkosi silidile nakuwe apho kodwa mayibuyele ephondweni nale.
So lena it depende ku public votes. Okay, enye I best traditional song yona it depende kubachongi ke kubaqhunisele babona okay they deserve na ubandi ifumane. Then lena ye song of the year, the biggest one lebizwe igqibeleni.
Jongwe ngamehla bo.
It xhomekeke kwinkonzo yeminwe
sifuna yona ka
abantu babandivotele. So right now I'm appealing to the people who are watching, please vote for me. SMS igama elithi crown, as you can see, crown 2 uyithumela kwenumber ngo34069. Very easy. Awubhala Butho Vuthela, no, bhala crown, CROWN, usiyispace kancinci ubhale u2, crown 2, send it to 34069, as many as possible.
As many as
so
possible.
By doing that, you are actually forcing the system with, okay, Butho Vuthela must bring it home, must win. So I'm humbling myself. I know you have never disappointed me. I'm actually supposed to be thanking you. Thank you for your vote in advance. For your constant support, loyal support. They learned when they namhlanje because of you. Thank you so much. We are leaving for Johannesburg tomorrow. Sunday is the biggest day.
It's the biggest day.
Yes, siyavota until Sunday. Yeah. It's very, very important. We are going to pass
the votes Sunday
at 10
a.m.
10 p.m.
10 p.m.
10 p.m.
Sunday at 10 p.m.
At 26. Yes.
So between now and then,
you can vote as many as possible. Very, very important.
If I can get 1,000 votes at least,
yes,
for this first minute of the show, 1,000, just 1,000. Epondweni, I know you have gotten us the best. We have Ozozi, we have the idols. We have had our own idols.
So many.
We have so many. We have the Miss Teens. We have had it all. The province is rich, and the province, I know, when it comes to it, we support our own, and it is indeed a very humble request and something that we will all be sharing in to be a part of this year's Crown Gospel Awards for the Song of the Year.
Song of the Year, we bring it home to the home of legends.
Details are on the screen right now, ladies and gentlemen. This is where it's at. Of course, we say, let's look at it once again.
Yes.
With me, JT Tebehadi. Focus Media is where it's at. If you have not subscribed to this channel, please do continue to go for that goal of making that subscription to be active in your account. And if you are a returning subscriber, thank you ever so much for continuing to support our very own.
Yes.
I don't know the reason why he should not win that particular award. It's really humbling just how much of an approachable, tangible person that you are. I love your energy. I love your spirit. I love your heart. I love everything about you. You are indeed a kind of man that our young people should be looking up to. I know I'm looking up to you. God richly bless you. I'm looking forward to that award.
Yes, I'll bring it home.
God bless you.